Hello, how you guys doing? Oh, I need to turn off the monitor so I can't hear myself. I don't need to hear myself. Ethan, I was hiring for what? For what? How you guys doing today, whenever it is? I don't know. Yeah, so I'm doing some more music engine stuff for sound. On the actual music itself, sure. Not on the engine itself. Not on the engine. For the music, yes. Yeah. We'll see though. We'll see how it all plays out. Yeah. So tonight I want to get the noise channel up and running. Because I forgot that that wasn't a thing. Like I forgot to do that. I realized that when I was working on the music conversion stuff, and then I hit the music channel, the noise channel, and I'm like, wait a minute, what do I do with all these what do these values mean? So I gotta fix that. So with Slack site blocks, we can finally unblocked. Oh, blocks when you can finally use. Oh no. Yeah, I think you mentioned that the other day, didn't you? Sorting out the boss health bar. This isn't even my final form. Do you ever see the 2 health bar subreddit? But yeah, I saw that just before I went live. It's looking pretty good so far. Yeah, it's looking real good so far, actually. But boss of 2 health bars. So yeah, so I have no idea what needs to be done for this noise channel. I know that it's different than all the others, and it's handled differently in Family Tracker, like completely freaking differently. Like I know you can't run a MIDI device. I don't have it plugged in. You know what? Let me no MIDI device so it stops bugging me about that. Import this guy right here. So yeah, so I brushed it off when I first saw it, but now that I need to implement the channel, you'll see that it says, I don't know if you can see it very well though. Can I can't make it any bigger. But it says B0 B 2 0. 0 and 2 aren't notes, so I gotta figure that out. The subreddit is amazing, yes. It's 2 health bars. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna. That's what I'm hopefully gonna be doing tonight. Hopefully. And to start, I should be able to take some output from this program that I wrote. Not that one, because that's old. Okay. And actually use that instead of handwriting something. So that'll be nice. Music conversion. Bad apple to out.text. Okay, let's see what it wrote. Okay. This'll work. So what I can do is I can just take this right here, that sequence, copy it over here, split that, music data, go to the end of that, paste the, not that, paste it from the real thing. Okay, patterns, what are you going to name this? Just sequence noise for now. And I need to actually parse this stuff out. So I don't do that at all. Did I even add? I don't even know if I added the no, this is, what is it? Sound zero pitch? Which one has the it is, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Okay, this needs to be 5, not 80. 5, because that's a lookup table, isn't it? I'm sure it's a lookup table. Darge, how you doing? Welcome. Greetings. Where is that lookup table? There it is. Alright, so I need a decode word, or decode noise segment. Decode noise. And I need to actually write that. Obsolete. Yeah, God, the code base at work is just such a big headache. I don't even know where to start with so much of it. So yeah, that function, it was like, all it did was this .toList. That's all it did. So I'm like, okay, it's probably used somewhere, right? So I put the obsolete flag on it, rebuild it, so I get some errors, presumably. Open up the warning list and look for obsolete. I didn't find the one I put in there. I found other ones. It's, you know, capital letters, do not use this! And it's being used in places, because of course it is. That one hurt a little bit when I found that. I'm like, oh. Yeah, so I don't even, like, know what I can change without breaking literally everything. So I need to have a talk with a coworker of mine to be like, okay, what can I actually touch here, and what can I break? Because it's just it's painful. It's painful. Is this really gonna be an RTS? What does the decode note do? Because it's gonna do the same as that. Decode play note. Okay. Jump to pointer. Ah! What is this? Holy crap, Dylan! How you doing? That sounds like it's a little. That alert sounds a little loud. I think that alert's a little loud, but yeah. How you doing? Hello! I'm sorry. How was stream, Dylan? How was stream? What were you painting today? My ears are deaded. Taking that to Kiko with that. Yeah, if you wanted, if you get any links to drop or whatever to what you were drawing, feel free, or painting rather. Because you do what is it, watercolors, architecture. Nice. It's Naomi. How you doing? Mad Genius. How you doing? It's a bit loud there. Ears, they bleed the pains. I'm sorry. I still need to figure out like a better way to do all that. To do the alerts. I need to like revamp all of them. But I'm doing alright, Dylan. I'm not doing too bad. Not doing too bad. Just started like 10 minutes ago, if that. So welcome to the start. Bob Ross Next Gen. Kind of music. Right now I'm working on implementing the noise channel, which I had forgotten about. So that's the channel that you hear from here. This is the noise channel. Okay, you can't hear that good. So that's the noise channel, like the percussion stuff. Thank you for the follow, appreciate that. So I need to get that data into the ROM, or I can copy paste some of that data. So that's what I did just before you showed up. But I need to decode this data and actually get it playing on the NES. Because so far the only thing I've got working on the NES are the other 3 channels, which sound like this. You can't hear that. Hang on. I know you can't hear that. I can barely hear that. Let me audio, turn that back up, because I turned it down the other day because I was working on something else. Okay, so the other 3 channels sound like this. How can you do the beeps and boops without noise? Well, the noise as in like the random noise channels. It's a like a percussion usually, but that's typically what it's used for. It can be used for other things as well, but it's usually just the percussion. So yeah, oh yeah, and let me actually bring up my game for everyone that came in from Dylan. So this is not my main project. This is like a little offshoot kind of test thing for my main project. My main project is over here. This guy. So it's an infinite runner. If you've ever tried to open up Chrome without internet and you got the little T-Rex game, that's basically this, except on the NES. So yeah, I've been working on this for a little while. You'll notice that there's no music to this, so that's why I'm working on the music part of it. Yeah, thank you, Jojo. That's the progress over the months since last October. Was that 8-ish months? I've lost count. I don't know. A lot of months ago. Quite a few months ago. Oh, really? Yeah, this was courtesy of Miha Brumick Art. That's actually a good pause right there. So he did me a favor, and let me make this a little bigger here. Bam, there we go. So the player sprite, the truck thing there, and the garbage can that's on fire are all his work. Slayer Darth, how you doing? It's going good. It's going real good. So he was kind enough to donate a little bit of work for these 3 things. Yeah, he actually gave me the fire animated, and I wasn't expecting that, but I still got it working anyway. It's kind of hacky, but it works. It works. Studying for the SATs even though you're not taking them. What are you studying for them for? Studying for them for? Then why are you studying for them? Is it a similar situation that I had where, like, I found out that the school I was going to didn't even look at the SATs, they looked at the ACTs instead? But I found that out after I had already paid for the SATs. I'm like, well, I might as well take it anyway, screw it. The Mad Dave, how you doing? Just to improve your math. I really need to actually improve my math, like, a lot. It's pretty terrible, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, my math is bad. Alright. How am I supposed to do this noise now? So I'm gonna look at the plain note as a reference here. Load Y temp ID. What is temp ID? What is this? Temp ID is the channel ID. Why? Okay, we're just gonna use temp chan ID, I think. Load Y temp chan ID, like that. Yeah. They're a standardized test in the US. High schoolish level. Oh yeah, high school into college, typically. You're not even from the U.S. You're still taking them? All right. I find out the value if I have a calculator. We're reading a free online math textbook PDF on linear algebra to my commutes over the past few months. All right, nice. Yeah, I really need to like start reading up on stuff because like there's been many occasions where it's like, okay, I know like what they're trying to teach me, well, I know what this thing is trying to explain to me in relation to like making a game or graphics or whatever. It's like, okay, but then there's a bunch of math there that kind of goes over my head because I recognize some of it, but like it's not all there. I should know this. I knew this in high school. I should probably study a little bit more, shouldn't I? Gotta get that big brain, yeah. Aren't most teachers basically people who fail to make it in the real world? So my grandfather had a saying, those who can do, those who can't teach. I don't know how true that is. In my experience, though, in college anyway, the better teachers were always the ones at night because they had a day job during the day and they could only teach at night. Those are the really good teachers. Oh boy, I'm gonna become a teacher now. Yeah, right. Alright, so what are we looking at here? Where are we? JSL lead instrument ID. Oh, this is hold up. Instrument ID. That is. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That is wrong. That's just gonna blanket the same instrument across the board. Well, degenerates. Smart teacher. And those who can't come up with their own quotes plagiarize George Bernard Shaw. Even better variation of that? What's that? Okay, so this is wrong. Because I need to do that, don't I? What's that load instrument? Y holds the channel ID, X holds the new instrument ID. Oops. Shoot. X, okay, yeah, okay, that should have fixed it, then. I'm out of manga again. Well, I can't help you on stream. I might be able to help you off stream, though. Is that your way of telling me that I need a sip emote, Vital? Is that what that is? Maybe I'll swap out my tier 3 for one of those. Those who can't do teach. Those who can't teach project manage. I like that. I like that. That's good. That's good. Most of my professors are older gens who got tired of working in corporate America. I'm reading things out of order. I apologize. Yeah, I had like one older teacher, I think, and he was decent. He was alright. He actually did not care, like, at all. Like, this was the guy where I showed up to class halfway through it. It's a 4-hour class. I showed up 2 hours late, and he did not care at all. He's like, yeah, whatever, just take a seat. First world issues running out. Yeah, that is a prominently first world issue, I think. Those who can't program code. Well, because in order to write any COBOL that like compiles, you need to be able to program something. You know, I mean, it's going to be ancient programming techniques and whatnot, but they're not going to be very good. But technically, they'd be able to program. Alright, so I am gonna need this, I guess? Decode noise. Oh. I guess. What is COBOL? COBOL is a programming language from 1969, I think. It's old. It's old. Where is my... There it is. So it's back from the time when computers were the sizes of rooms. Excuse me, I was 10 years off. 1959. 60 years ago. Roughly. Death by boredom stress. I have a friend who is studying electronic engineering. He said the trouble is that the really good lecturers aren't even on permanent contracts. They're what are known as 0-hour contracts. I.e. they are technically hired on an ad hoc basis. Ah! It's a bit younger than me. It's a little bit younger than me. It is twice my age. Twice my age. Yeah, this is who apparently made it. Grace Hopper. Or no, the inventor of Flowmatic. Predecessor. What the? Why is she? Well, she's dead now though, because she's like older than dirt. Is there any examples? Well, this kind of an example. No. I mean, that's a bit of an example right there. It's not a good example, I don't think. Not very complete, but yeah. A tiny bit. Yeah, I've seen some of her lectures a little bit. I haven't finished the lectures. I need to like actually go back and do that. But yeah, she's up there. I'm starting becoming less attracted to those lectures now. What? The 0-hour contracts. But yeah, she has a good visualization of how long a microsecond is or a nanosecond. I think a nanosecond. How long a nanosecond is. Like physical length of wire. Yeah, she helped develop some stuff that led to Cobalt. Right. During her time in the army or something like that. Military. I don't know what branch she was in. I don't remember. Cobalt's grandma. Yeah. Every programmer's grandma, right? Or great-grandma, depending on how old you are. Alright, temp channel offset. What is this? Temp channel offset. I don't remember what that is. Oh, it's okay. It's. I know this. It's a terrible name, but it's the ID, but a word offset of it. Got it. Temp chan offset. It's old as salt. Yeah, well. Yeah. It's old as something. Load wide temp ID. And then I'm gonna load node. That's not gonna work. Load node ain't gonna work because it's not a node, technically. Okay, well we are gonna do something similar here, I think, though. JSR load noise. Like that. I just need to make a load noise. I'm gonna put this at the bottom of this one. Load noise. They are the programming language Julia, not being developed by a woman. Same with Ada. I've heard of Ada. ADA. I've never used it. They never found a love links. Where's my window again? Let's see. Dates. Where are the dates? Stable release. 3 years ago. Wow. First appeared 1980. Okay, that's not as old, but alright. What's it look like? That isn't too bad. Reminds me a little bit of Cobalt, though. That's for sure. especially this range stuff, and that's very COBOL-esque. Created by two guys. Yeah, and I think a little bit of Eevee looks kind of like this too. Cobalt with the cases like that kind. I think it was called something a little different, but it had when instead of case. It was just weird that way. But yeah, I don't write in COBOL anymore. I'm not sure I want to ever do that again, but you know. Okay, so the load note needed a lookup table. I don't need a lookup table for the noise, right? Because the noise is just a random noise. It's whatever. It's random enough for for our purposes. Noise. The noise channel produces noise with a pseudo-random bit generator. It has a volume, envelope, and length counter like the pulse channels. Right. So NTSC versus PAL versus Dandy or Dendy, however you pronounce it. Doesn't matter. It's always going to be like the same buzz kind of noise. I think. Or not. Pure noise. Hang on. Is there... There is. There is! There is! Wait. Does it determine that for me? Like, do I not have to worry about that? Because that'd be nice. That'd be real nice. Yeah, okay. Sample rate, okay. Alright, yeah, I'm not gonna worry about that. I'm not gonna worry about it. Oh. So that's this guy here. Loop noise. Loop noise? The 7 is of E set the period of the random bit generation drastically shortened, producing a buzzing tone. The actual oh, I think I see what it's saying. All right. Yeah, we're not gonna worry about any of that stuff. I don't think. Volume envelope. So we will still need to do the envelope stuff. That's not here though. Okay. All right. How does this work again? I shift off some things. The sequence shifts off some stuff. Okay, so that masks off the bottom bits then, right? Is that doing it enough? Hang on. Let me see, data or unknown. Not the do frame. Wait, MC1? We're on a... Hang on, I'm not on MC1. I had the wrong ROM loaded. Okay. Alright. There we go. That's the correct ROM. That'll always help, right? Alright, right buffers, no, on frame, kind of, almost. What am I looking for? Decode plane, no. Load sequence, command, this guy here, okay. Load up A, sequence A, this has the first sequence, okay. 11. Gets 2. Oh, right, I shifted by 3, not by 4, because the destination is a word lookup table. Actually, that could screw with things, can't it? I need to mask that off. I need to mask it. Cause say, for instance, I don't have any of them here, but so say if the noise, if one of these values here, instead of like 0B, it was 0F. If I shift it only 3 times, the last 2 bits are gonna be on, or the last bit's gonna be on. So that'll offset my lookup by 1. So I don't want that. So I want to AND it by something. I don't have the calculator open. E, I guess. Yeah, I want to AND it by E, or with E. Mask off. Last bit. That could be left over from a shift. It's not horrible as languages go. I can think of many that are worse, but it sure reminds you of Visual Basic. If that tells you anything about writing it. Yeah, it looks kind of like Visual Basic. Yeah. Health bar's done. Nice. It's time to add a second one. That's the spirit. Yeah. Gotta have more than one health bar. This isn't even my final form. Yeah. Alright. So I don't think I actually like would have hit a bug with that yet. I don't think. Like what are the note table? Yeah, I don't. Or no, I wouldn't have, because play note is a full byte, a full 2 bytes. So an entire byte is dedicated to the octave. The weight, I would have hit it with the weight. I would have hit it with the weight, but it's not in any of the data yet. 2.1 health bars. All right, yeah. So I didn't hit that bug yet, and I caught it before I hit the bug, which is nice. That doesn't happen very often. All right. Okay, yes. So wait, no, I don't actually want to increment it. Increment though, because I've ANDed it. So I just want to reload that that value. Why? No. Maybe. What am I using? I'm using X or Y for this. Decode noise, not all decodes. I want. Well, yeah, I don't want the decodes. The decode. Where's the decode note? Decode play note. Temp channel offset. Okay, I see what I did now. Load X temp chan offset. Wait, why do I load this just to get rid of it? Actually, let's not even bother with this over here. So if I just decode it, because this right here is what I need in it then. And I'm just gonna AND that with 0f, so that's the value we want for noise. I'm gonna store that somewhere. Where are we gonna store that? Bridgewater, how you doing? 2.207, and that is final. So that's going to be in 4000E is where we're going to put that. Or no. We need to put that in the buffer, which is going to be one of these guys. Tired, dehydrated, achy, hungry, and entirely too sober. Sorry, Bridgewater. Okay, so I need to also add in the noise stuff. Whoa, what happened? How did I... LSR, S&D, try noise flags. Action carry clear, over there. So we're starting with the counter, so it's going to be envelope. I know you can't see what's over there. Give me a minute. Envelope volume is going... You can barely see what's up there. I'll move it over a little bit. I'm just rearranging some of these things. Volume. Pulse timer stuff. Well, that's not really a timer. That's a period and a length, right? I mean, these values don't need to be, well, these names don't need to be exact across, in these groups. They just need to be like, you know, I don't know, in the order of their register. Or something. I don't know anymore. Also, it turns out leaving 3 to 4 hours late to do some shopping does not lead to returning in time to be able to stream. Whoops. When I started adding the tracking files, and I feel like I'm going to be up till 5 a.m. trying to get it to work. Oh no! Alright, so we want the noise and volume. Store that. Oh, SDA in 4000C. Unused 4000D. And this one is going to be period. That's E. And the last one, length, which is F. Okay. What's the overall 4015 one? Noise, okay. That one. Oop, that one. So that's enabling the noise channel. This face washing is amazing. What? She says, when you ask if I see your pics in my DMs, I don't check my DMs. My dad does. I'm not sure, like, I would want to subject the parent to that kind of thing, though, you know? Enjoy that thought, yeah. Alright, so we have those registers set up now, so they will be written and they're initialized. So they'll be written, what's it? Why do I have a load note here? That ain't right. Yeah, okay. I forgot what I was saying. Load issue with those equals. Wait a minute. Does that only load up one thing? Load instrument sequence. I don't care to load the instrument. Wait. Oh, that's a start button. We're gonna get rid of that because that was just one channel, right? Yeah, that's just the You know what? We can do that actually. We can still use that. Yeah, load sequence A and Y for the noise. So it just plays the noise channel instead of all of them. Captain Longfox, how you doing? Do you check the pics I do? You don't send me pics usually. Alright, what is what for that? Load sequence. Yes. Channel ID in A, or sequence ID in A, rather. Oh, I need to add, that sequence to the thing, don't I? I do. Sequence noise. Too far, I went too far. There we go. So it's going to be... was a sequence in A? So it's going to be 2. And 3. Yeah, it's always broken code of movie nut or something. Yeah, exactly. Okay. I don't think this will actually do anything properly. Mainly because I didn't write anything to the right variables. Hang on. Yeah, I didn't write anything here. Okay. This gets stored in freaking. Not the volume. The period. Right? Yes. Yeah. And let's also have a look at... Oh wait, I need to set the flags for that, don't I? Alright, what's the flag for this one? Load up right? Yeah, it's 8, okay. So that's the second last register. So that's the only one that really needs to be updated for that. Store no and it or it with SND try noise flags and then store it there. Okay. And processing or going through the envelopes. Where is that? Right here. This is the pulse envelopes. There's the triangle envelopes. Oh, right. It was right there. Oh, jeez. I was looking right at it. All right. So the noise doesn't have any triangle, any envelope stuff on it yet. Is that the same amount of bits for the pulse channel noise? Yes, or volume rather. It is. That is good. So I can actually just do the I mean, extra volume steps. What is this? Oh, okay. Those are a counter. No, I want no. It'd be nice if I could just use this loop again, you know? And I suppose I can if I reorder the channels and just say like, and swap the triangle and the noise order. So have the noise come first and then the triangle. That may or may not work. Yeah. Like the volume macro, okay. Love the volume macro pointer. Volume macro stuff. Clear volume bits. How is this different from this guy? The hard code's in the macro ID. Okay. Volume steps. Why does it increment that? Oh, that's this here. Load the pulse flags. Wait, what is this? This probably shouldn't be updated each frame. This is no harm, but others would be. There's a high tone bite. I mean, My phone is ringing. I need to take this one. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. I do need to respond to something real quick. Give me a second. It's a family member there. Over here. You can't see my phone, right? Just want to make sure about that one. Professor Elements, how you doing? Prof Elements, how you doing? Yeah, you're fired. Yay! Sakanaka, how you doing? Hang on, where is... Alright. I should take care of that. I'm doing alright, can't complain too much. Can't complain too much. So I can't find a pocket watch site. I'm just trying to buy a better chain. Just like go to Hot Topic, you see, and pick up one of those wallets with a chain, and just buy the wallet, and then take the chain off the wallet, and then just just use that. Just use that chain. Okay, this is bad. The updates I do here. I think they're bad. No, this doesn't happen every frame. This only happens when this runs, when the loop goes. Better grab text from her. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so this isn't done each frame. Pulse one. I just blindly update both the pulses. Why do I blindly update both the pulses? I know why I did that. I was just too lazy to actually do it properly. Okay, sound update masks. So I'm gonna have to use two of these. So this is gonna be sound pulse update masks and sound try noise update masks. Triangle and noise. It's gonna match your pocket watch. Why get a chain if you can get a 50 Shades book? I know which one. What? I can get better books for free and they have pictures. Okay, so I need to not do that. Selectively. I need to selectively update things. You know what? This is only for the noise, isn't it? Or the volume, rather. Well. Yes, this isn't gonna do what I wanted to do. So good look at my Amazon search results. What? You doing that in your sleep or something? Alright, you know what? Let's just, for kicks, Genos, how you doing? It means load something into register A. So I've got load A and a register, or an address, but I've also got load X and load Y, which are the same thing, but for the different registers. Yes, load into A. So yeah, all three of these do the same thing, just the destination is a different register. Because I really don't want to like rewrite this loop, and it's just gonna be a pain in the butt to mangle it to not be dumb. Noise. I'm just gonna copy it over pretty much. Yeah. Okay, load up instrument vol lengths at X, but X is no, not at X. We're not even gonna bother with X. That's gonna be +3. Subtract instrument vol steps +3. Is this OP? Yeah, no, it's not. No, it's not at all. Not at all. How you doing, Cody? How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is 6502 assembly. The objects don't exist in this assembly. Branch equal to all done. That's what I'm gonna call it. There it goes. Alright, load up sound pointer vol macro +6. So temp address, then +7. It's temp address +1. It's going to run line by line. Not exactly line by line. So this all gets assembled assembled into binary, and a NES emulator actually runs it byte by byte. It's not exactly line by line. So the code. Oh, you can't see that very well, can you? Font options, Control+. That's okay. Oh, this works beautifully. There's plus, okay. Or minus? There it goes. Where would I put it? Like C? There it is. So this is what all the code actually looks like to the computer. To the emulator. Yeah, so this reset label right there, that's... Where is it? It's right here. Tucked in there. So that SEI right there is 78. The CLD is D8. The load X40, that's A2 and 40. Not really line by line. There aren't any lines. It's byte by byte, and it depends on how many. Instruction by instruction, rather. That's a better way to put it. Instruction by instruction. So like this instruction, SEI, doesn't take any arguments at all. It's an implied addressing mode. So it just takes that one byte. Like, yep, okay, we're going to disable IRQs. Cool. CLD, that's just 58, or D8 rather. Again, no addressing mode, no arguments or anything like that, so it just does its thing and moves on. Load X, on the other hand, A2. The A2 is load a value into X using the immediate addressing mode. So it just looks at the next byte, and whatever's in the next byte, right there, which is 40 in this case, hexadecimal 40, it loads that into X. And so on and so forth. But the first byte, the opcode determines whether or not there are arguments, or how many arguments, how long they are, and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, back to the engine, and where was I? Over here. Okay.
What you're going to hear about today is nothing short of a
It's just the pointer, load Y, instrument, vol steps +3. Yes, it means, yes, it does. Assembly retro. I mean, sure, why not, Jojo? Right, load a temp address.
sound waves reaching the microphone
2 S's.
into impulse
At Y.
of electric current.
Branch unequal to branch unequal?
Tremendous new musical experience you can have.
Oh. Well, I mean, no, we're gonna be writing that regardless, actually. Aren't we? Hang on. Wait a minute. Right, this is the macro address. The macro address. No matter what it is, we're gonna be writing it, I think. No matter what it is. This right here. And we're gonna be storing that. The noise. And the volume. Just a name. What? Right, so channel's on. Oh, right, the triangle works a little differently. Where when I load up a note, I set the counters to something. But when I clear it, that kills the triangle channel or mutes the triangle channel. The noise works similar to the pulse. It would seem when it comes to the envelope. So it's not going to be the triangles. I'm not going to look at that. I need to look at this here. How to load the steps? All right, load up. That. Or it with something. That. I think. Right? Maybe. I think so. Probably. No. Over there. The other way around. Okay. Wait. I need to store it too. Okay. So now this should, in theory, load the noise channel as well. The noise sequence as well. In theory. So we're gonna hit pause on that. We're gonna reassemble this real quick. I don't know why I paused that first. Okay, well we're gonna unpause the music so I can fix the errors. But I'm not gonna. Don't like music with words in it. With words in it. Sound update masks is undefined. Huh? 529. What? Sound update masks. Oh, because I changed it. Thank you for the file. Appreciate that. I renamed it. I don't want to do that. Instrument involves steps. Undefined. Because I can't spell. What line is that? 314. That's better. Okay. Now let's pause that and see what happens. Why does it do that on what? Okay. That's wrong. What? I'm hitting B, which means stop all the music and stuff and just don't do anything. And it's playing some noise. Not during the actual audio track. Beautiful. Beautiful. Or during the start button. Or during that one. No start. Okay, check for start. Load sequence. It should hit that. How do I read the input from the IRQs? Oh, the button inputs? No. Every frame I read the controller. I read the controller once, and that's I send a signal to the controller to say, "Hey, I need your inputs," and then I read off the input sequentially, and then depending on what bits are on or off, that's the buttons that are pressed. All right, one frame. Oh, Jesus. Okay, we hit start. Good. Could you read the inputs on the NES? Yes. If you couldn't read the inputs, the controllers wouldn't work. But yes. Okay, so what do these mean again? Load sequence. Oh, it's right here. Sequence ID in A, channel ID in Y. Sequence ID in A, sequence number ID 2, and channel ID in Y, channel 3. Okay, jump into that. ASLA. Right, order offset. Okay. Search for Y to A. Push that to the stack. Oh, there's some weird here. And that sound macros duty and what? Oh, those are just the labels being all ugly. So that's looking up this table here. It has this label because that's the label that comes first, but it's actually looking at this stuff here. I thought the NES would change values, just change values in the RAM for every button press. No, I have to read that stuff myself. The button values are only in RAM because I put them there. So I'll go to my that code real quick. Not untitled. Oh, it's in main, isn't it? All right. So this is it right here. This is reading the controllers. This is loading up whatever was in whatever was pressed last frame. I'm gonna save that into a different variable, right? Then this here is telling the controllers, "Hey, we want to read the buttons, so don't change them while we're reading them." That's what that is there. And then this is a loop to read this register 8 times. Each time you read it, the first bit there, bit 0. Is going to be the status of one of the buttons. So the first read of this of 4016 is going to be A, and the second read is going to be B, and then it's like start or select is next. Well, those two are next, and then the directions are after that. So you have to read all those in and do some rotations or whatever to actually put them on a variable in RAM. So this is load up that register. We have a value in A. We're going to shift or rotate it off of A onto the carry bit, right? And then we're going to rotate that from the carry bit onto the onto our variable in memory, and then do that 8 times. And then at the end of this loop, this variable right here will have the buttons pressed, whatever buttons were pressed, in 1 byte. So that's how you read controllers on the NES, and you have to read. You have to manually do that every frame, and because it's done this way, that also means so it's all serial data, right? So there's actually I can just bring up a pinout of this. Bear with me for a second here. Reference guide, pinout of the controller. Okay, so there's a ground, a clock, an out, and some data stuff, right? And a +5 volt. You'll notice that these aren't labeled like button 1, button 2, button 3, button 4. So all the data for the buttons comes over a single wire in this case. Wasn't there something about DMC DMA causing occasional missed bits when reading from the controller? I think so. I haven't hit that issue because I don't use any of that. But yes, there is something to do with that. I think the solution for that is just read the controllers again. If the value differs, that means you got the missed bits, so you need to read it again. But yeah, so this method of like of serial transfer, so using one wire for all of the buttons essentially, allows you to have different controllers with the same wiring as far as the console's concerned. Like the Zapper. The Zapper uses the exact same plug as this. Well, I did use a different one on the Famicom, but that's different. Yeah, he uses the exact same plug as this, and he uses the same registers and everything. It's just that the values on those registers are a little different. And you didn't like need an adapter or whatever to multiplex the buttons or whatever, because it's already multiplexed kind of over the line. So, yeah. And I've got these off screen, but I'm gonna take a bite of them because I kind of want them. Not gonna lie. These are some carrot cake Oreos that I picked up today. I don't think these will last 2 days. Alright, where was I? Alright, loading a sequence. It's a fantastic snack, I think. I wondered at which part it was automated and where the NES code does have to have the work. Has to do the work. You have to do a lot of the work yourself. There's a way to force a reliable transfer, but I understand it involves using OIM DMA to get the CPU to a known state relative to its own DMA engine, then arrange to read the control and then when the DMA engine isn't capable of triggering. That just sounds like it'd be easier just to check more than once per frame for the buttons, and if it differs, just try again. You know? Oh. Yeah. Oh, and somehow that reminds me, Bridgewater, I might need your help with something later. I'm trying to figure out why a ROM is breaking that I have. I'm reversing another a ROM that I can't show on stream because of TOS. But it's acting really weird, and I don't know why. So I might request some help from you later on. If not tonight, tomorrow. Oreos and milk does not taste good. I'm not a big fan of milk, actually, so I've never even tried it. I don't think I ever will. Alright. And I wish I could, like, define, like, for instance, this label right here as being 2 bytes wide somewhere, like automatically, like in the label file. So, because if it's 2 bytes wide, it is labeled correctly. Oops, oh, I can't control click, but it'll be labeled correctly for both of these lines. But alas. John Ken, yes it is. Yeah, I can't show pixelated babushkas on stream, unfortunately. I tried dipping in chocolate milk, but that didn't soak well. I don't think dipping in anything would soak for it. They got it backwards. They got the what is? Come on. Like they got the bottom on upside down. In assembly, do you have if statements or for cycles too, or do you not? Kinda, sorta. So, where's a good example of that? So I've got tests for things. Here's a good example. So this instruction right here loads a value into Y, right? So this temp y is a variable. This instruction here, cpy, compares the y register to another value. In this case, the decimal value of 4. And then there's a bunch of other instructions to do a thing depending on the status of a bunch of flags. So the compare statement will set flags depending on the relation of those two things you just compared. If they're equal, it'll set the 0 flag, for instance. If If the second one is larger, it'll set the negative flag. Things like that. And then after the compare, I would use a branch on something. Branch on like branch on equal, branch on minus. This one here is branch on not equal. So if y is not 4, we're going to branch to wherever this is. Oops. This variable, this label rather. And that label is right up here. So essentially what this does is increment y and then compare it to 4. If we're not at 4 yet, we're going to go back to the top of the loop. So that's a like 4y equals 0, y is less than 4, y plus plus. That's essentially what that is. Cool. Y equals 0, y is less than 4, y plus plus. That's essentially what that is right there. Yeah, there are if statements use the jump or branch statements. Yep. Instructions to not exactly bypass lines, but won't jump to certain places to move the current program counter where it's currently reading the program to somewhere else. Yeah, and loops need to be the same way, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like having conditional go-tos, essentially. that's basically what this is, a conditional go-to. Yeah. If not equal, go to that label. If equal, no, that's this one. If equal, go to that label. Loop next. So this is a loop for checking the for updating rather. The volume macro, the envelope, right? So it progressively kills the volume on something. Computed go-to is fun and useful, yeah. So it starts out like the full volume, and then after a few frames, it gradually reduces the volume until it's 0, essentially, right? And this right here, this little bit of it right here, checks to see if we still have any more steps to take until we hit 0. And when we hit 0, we're like, okay, we're done now. So we go to the next one. And that's what the loop next is, down here. And then it checks to see if we did all the channels that we needed to do, and then it does things depending. Computed come from. I have not used that one, probably because I have never used a language that actually implements that. So I don't know how much of a convenience or inconvenience that is. Go-to statements considered harmful in assembly. I only have go-to statements. That's all I have. Well, so, I mean, intercal again. Ah, okay. Alright, I'm still stepping through this. Store that into the sequence. Right, so this just loads up the sequence itself and doesn't actually do anything. What I need to do is the beat, on the next beat, do something. Bam, okay. Somebody's considered harmful then. Depends on who you ask. Oh, what is going on over here? How long has that been like that? Alright. It's cool. Depends on who you ask, I guess, though. Alright, load Y, do the things. Sequence the code loop. 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th. Decode sequence command. Okay. So this guy should be decoding for here. Oh. You cannot see that. Okay, well, let's close out of that and close out of that, and then just put it over here. Using data. So it should be decoding starting here for the noise. Channel ID 3, temp ID 2, temp ID? Oh, that's the sequence command. Or never mind. I was storing it in something, not loading it. Sequence noise. Okay. LSR bunch. Alright, because that was 12. Right, so MIDI set instrument is hexadecimal 10, and I'm ORing on the instrument ID onto that one, so that's 2, so that's mashing together, that's 12. So this should, in theory, load an instrument for me. I don't need that or that or that. Sound pointer sequence. What? No. Channel offset, channel. These I need to reduce. So these are identical, and I think they're used interchangeably in some places. They are not the same address, however. So I need to fix that. Active. Okay, that's fine. I don't need that anymore. Pointer sequence plus 0 and 4. 0 and 4. What? Sound pointer sequence. I need 6. Or no. Yes. Plus 6. For the noise. Don't need that one. Alright. So this should go into the, well, there you have it. Decode instrument. Cool. And that off. A is 2. Store that into the instrument. Okay. Increment the pointer. So now we are on the next command, which should be the MIDI noise. $52. Sounds about right. A, and then I'm going to AND off the bottom of that. Did we? Yeah, I guess so. Okay. Oh, because it's shifted. You took out consider it awful. Alright, decode noise. That's good. Channel ID. Template. Why am I loading Y twice? What? Why? Why? Whatever. It's the same value. Whatever. Load X, instrument ID, load Y, instrument 2, okay. Load the instrument, sure, why not? Load X, template channel offset. Offset. Sequence. 52. I'm gonna guess. Oh, right, because it is going to be 52, because I need to reload it, and then and off the bottom. So that's 2 for the period, right? Yes. Okay. And then this should hit the weight. Or rather, it goes into this stuff. More noise. Check the length of volume macro. Yeah. Let's put that in there. Volume steps. Plus. No, not volume steps. Oh yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Volume steps plus 3. Volume length 5B. What? That ain't right. Nice, good sum up there. The Bite Man, how you doing? Welcome. So that's wrong. I think. 5B. Yeah, because it's only like. It's this macro right here. It's tiny. It's not however many long that was. Just bought a chair. Nice. Is it a comfy one? I need a new chair. This chair that I have is kind of like falling apart. You can kind of see it like it ain't supposed to be moving like that. No. This chair's garbage. This chair is absolute garbage that I've got. Temp address. Why? What is the temp address? Like, what is that pointing to? Wait a minute. 5B, 5C? Wait a minute. That ain't right at all. 7.5 macro. Because that's in some, like, weird RAM space that doesn't exist. Better be comfy. Can be delivered in a few weeks. Alright. So loading up the instrument broke somehow. How did that break? Okay. Alright. We're back at the top of the whole sequence there. It's a chunk of unmapped address space. Yeah, not necessarily RAM, but it's the RAM-ish area. I'm really certain that you know of at least one cartridge that has RAM there. I don't know if it's... I'd call it more of a device than a cartridge, I guess, because it's more than just a cartridge. And is it at 5,000? I thought it was at like somewhere else. Oh no, it is like 4 to 5, isn't it? Well, most of a chunk of 4 into 5. Not quite all of 4, but yeah, the 3K region, right? Yeah, 6 to 8. Or 6,000 to 7 FFF is standard for RAM. Yes, but I don't have it here. Where is it? It's in the other room. I have a device that is non-standard in What am I looking for? What am I looking for? Non-standard in like every sense of the word. Not many mappers do anything below 6,000. Not many mappers have a tape drive attached to them. You're a bad influence. I'm gonna just crash the service when I'm learning assembly. Oh, yeah, mapper 186 in this case, right? Yeah, so I mean, there's only one mapper that I know of that's got a tape drive soldered to the stupid thing, like a cassette tape drive, and that's the one I'm working with. Well, not here, but working with another project of mine. Yeah. All right, so, and that one does have RAM. That's, what is it, like 4800 up, I think, something like that. Several registers. There's several with registers below 6,000, just less common. Yeah, the registers for this particular device are in like the early 4,000 range. But all right, so we're loading up. What do we got in places? 2 and 3. Okay. You can go as low as 4020 if you want to decode all those bits. I forget exactly what the registers are for those, but it's around that area. It's around that area for the registers. I jumped over it. I jumped over the load instrument. You know what? Hang on, let's just bam. Do you buy individual registers? Yeah. 4400 to 4 FFF or a chunk of one of the pages that can be mapped to 5000 to 5 FF, which are those things. Pages that can be mapped to the 6000. Yes. Actually, are they distinct? Are they? I don't think they are. I don't think those pages are distinct. I think they can be mapped to any of them. There. And it's just that the 4000 range is static. It is fixed rather. I need to. That's one of the things I do need to confirm, by the way. in a way you do, and yeah, in a way you do actually have to pay for each of them. I mean, you're not entirely wrong there. Oh my goodness! Like, how many of these? Like, there's another one. There's another one where they got it on backwards. Like, how many of these have that? Holy crap! These like the only 2 that had it. No, there's another one. I see 2 more. Yeah, we do, and I haven't gotten around to it again, and I don't think I'll be able to before next stream, unfortunately. I mean, I suppose I could, like, I don't know, leave this all set up and then go to work and then like remote into my desktop. I don't want to do that. You buy features. You buy features. Alright, loading an instrument. I missed. I always miss the edges of windows. Because instrument ID to office to look up offset. Okay, instrument ID is 2. Offset's 4 now. Cool. Let's throw that in the offset. That's Y to A. Why am I'm juggling stuff around there for whatever reason. I have a theory on processing the tape data track to make it come out better than when recorded. Really? But I don't have a chance to test it before next week at the earliest. I mean, that's alright. I mean, I'm in no rush, believe me, but oh shoot, never mind. So much for that. I was hoping someone could bring me a tape drive if they had found one, but they're already on the road up to this direction, so They don't have it, I'm sure. Alright, store that in the channel offset. Okay. Look up instruments, instrument voice. That's the correct instrument, I think. Sound pointer instrument at Y. Y is 6. Pointer to instrument macro definitions. FF. Sound pointer instrument. FF00. What? I have some pretty old music tapes and I have the urge to store some programs on them. That's the spirit. Oh yeah, and I was over at my friend's place the other day. The one that's got the TRS-80. Apparently the belts in his data recorder tape drive, like rotted or whatever, or garbage. So he actually got some rubber bands to almost get it working. He's got like rewind working and played makes weird noises. Yeah, the tape drive that he has almost works. Almost works. It's a mono tape drive, so it won't work for what I'm doing. Unfortunately. But yeah, so I was actually paging through learning how to do anything really on the TRS-80, which is very different from the NES, that's for sure. Yeah, for starters, it starts up to a green screen. Excuse me. It says something along the lines of "Welcome to Microsoft Basic." So, okay, why am I loading up this? Look up sound instruments. Okay, what is this value here? Label sound lookup instruments. That... Huh? Wait a minute. No, that ain't right. That should be here. Music data. Where is that included? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Okay, it is 8,000. That's fine, I guess. Dinner tonight is string cheese and salami with sake to drink because I'm always cooking. Because I'm in no way up to cooking. I mean, I've been there. It hasn't been string cheese, but I've been there. Yes. I used to have an old IBM with giant diskettes. Nice. I way back when, I actually used to have a Apple II GS with some controllers and a floppy drive or two. I think I had 2 drives. One of the was it 3.5, 3.25, the little ones, and then one of the 5-inch and something. I think, because I had a big bag of the big floppies. Yeah. I don't think it was the 8-inch floppies that I had. I think it was the 5.5. I think. I could be wrong, but yeah. That was a long while ago. Long while ago. Alright, so that is actually correct then, the lookup instruments address, because the hover just doesn't actually show what I wanted to show. Oh, the hover doesn't show that at all. Well, sound lookup instruments. 8004 and 8009. 8009, 8004. Okay, voice is 04. So this is the one that we should be looking at, I think. No! It loads this up. It loads up a different engine. I never programmed in the percussion. I never programmed in the percussion instrument. 5 1/4, 3 1/2. I got him backwards. Thank you, Bridgewater. 7 1/4. Jeez. Yeah, that's a lot of tape. Not tape, but you know what I mean. Cassette or floppy. That's a lot of floppy. There he goes. That's not a floppy. Can I just like copy this from here? Like, is that a thing I can do? Is it 02? I think it's 02. It's 15 5 7 8 9. 5 7 8. Yes, it is this one. Sound macro 02. We're gonna yank it like that. Oops. Like that. Sound macros percussion. Alright. So this is actually the same format as the others, just that it's a little less easy, or a little harder to read. Or less, it's less evident of what's actually going on here with these values, but it is the same. So the first one is the length of the data, and then the rest of it's just the data, really. So let's just do that. There it goes. So that's the length, and then this is all the data right here. The reason these guys have an end is so I can calculate that out with a macro, or not a macro, but with some what's it, assembly, linker math or assembler math, macro math, I don't know, constant math. How about that? Constant math. Yeah, but I don't need to do that for this one because it's already right there. All right, so now I need to give a definition for it. Okay. This guy here. Percussion. Do it again. Percussion. And I'm putting these on different lines like this just so it's a little bit easier for me to read for now. I won't bother doing this for the final product or whatever. Volume. That's all that matters. Actually, I don't even need to do any of that. Okay, so now it should actually like load up an instrument or something, right? Maybe, I don't know. Let's just see if it works. So I'm gonna turn off those guys because they're probably wrong now, but that's not what I want. Nothing. Nothing is happening now. I'm getting nothing. But still, the noise on B. Of course. Of course. Of course. Good location. What is this? Code noise? I mean... Nah. What is this one? Good location. Yes. Or let's just put that right there. Alright, load up sequence. What are we doing? Get that out of the way. Get that out of the way. Alright. Oh, I need to, not that one. I need, where's the other one? The beat. This one? I jumped over it. well, let's go to it again, I guess. There it goes, alright. Decode sequence command. Yeah, okay. So this should be, I think, a wait. I think this is going to be a wait. Decode wait. Okay, this is going to be a wait. That's fine. Next one. Decode sequence command. This should be a noise. MIDI noise. Yep, MIDI noise. Okay, I'm going to jump there. Channel ID. And the instrument ID is 02. Fine. Load instrument. Okay, let's jump into that. Instrument ID. Let's go offset. Okay. Alright, look at instruments. 8,000. Oh, that X. That's 2004. Alright, let's open up this guy. View. No, search. Go to 8,000. Okay. So it should be this guy here. 8010 is what we should be looking at. But the address is correct. The address is correct. So 10, fine, 8, fine. Oh, that is correct there. Okay. This is the instrument ID, right? Alright. Volume macro. Do I don't think I have the volume macro there, do I? Hang on. Is that why? I don't. That's why it's I don't. That one doesn't exist. So that's the volume macro. So I have 0 and I have 1. I don't have 2 anywhere. See, there's only 2 of them. So it's going to be reading this byte and this byte as the address for the macro, which is just going to send it to God knows where. Okay. Okay, so I also need that then. Wait a minute. Wait, didn't I put that in there somewhere? Yes, I didn't actually. Okay. I pasted it in there, but I didn't. Oops. I didn't actually put it in the index. Yeah, it's somewhere where it ain't supposed to be. That's where it is. Because I forgot to add it to the index. All right, so now let's go ahead and pause that real quick. I'm going to just disable these real quick, but I don't think I'm hearing anything anyway. I'm not hearing anything anyway. The volume steps are doing a thing. It's just not like 71D? Really? So it's just not like, is it not writing the register correctly? Where's the, not the init, where's the write buffers? Alright. Pulse flags, pulse flags, pulse flags. I want the triangle noise flags. These guys. But I want that, what is that? Comma B? Invalid expression. Okay, comma B. There it is. Well, technically 0F, 1D, but that's mirrored. Yeah. Seems good to me, ship it! Alright. I don't want to hit that one, actually. No. That's never properly cleared, number one. Or is it? She would like a bad Congold fanfiction. Alright, so these should all not do anything, because I'm skipping over all of them pretty much. Why isn't there a label on this one? Why did it jump to a no label? Why? It's supposed to be, like, making my own labels here. Which is what, here? Okay, I accidentally locked my machine. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's what that was. I accidentally hit Windows key lock instead of Shift L. Fantastic. 4-1, 2, 2-4. See, that should have, like, why? Messin, come on, what are you doing to me? And it's doing it again over here. Like, what, come on. Oops. What did I just do? What did I said, Auto create jump labels, please, and thank you. See, it's still not creating the freaking jump labels. Yeah, let's put a breakpoint there. Okay, that is happening. It is getting to that. Wait a minute. Do I do it backwards? Volume, period. Am I setting the wrong flag for something? BT Askaya, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. And yes, I am writing assembly. You are correct. I'm stepping through it too. Oh, where's the there's the execution right there. Alright, back over to engine. Actually, I could it's not that one, but the run loop, but for the noise. There. Exxon Hess, how you doing? Writing some 652 code for a homebrew SBC I hope to build. And this debugger looks so good. Yes! Yes. This debugger is part of Messin, the emulator I'm using. If you do exclamation point tools, it'll spit out the stuff I'm using. With links and whatnot. Yeah, this emulator is an absolute godsend. Maybe happy to see assembly still out there. Glad to hear it. Last time I wrote this, I was working in a 2-stage bootloader about 3 years ago. SBC, isn't that like Super Mario? One of those Super Mario? Never mind, I was wrong. Okay, this is yeah, single board computer. This might not help you then. This is 6502 assembly for the NES. This isn't much to look at right here because I'm working on just audio, just sound. So tracked with Gary. No, but my main game, my main project rather. Put that a little bit. Is something to look at. That's this right here. So this is my main project that I've been working on. And this is written entirely in assembly for the NES. And yes, it does work on hardware as well. Real hardware. In fact, I think I've actually got it set up. Where's my... There it is. I think I've... Is it? Yes! Okay, good. So yeah, this is real hardware. So my game does actually work on it as well, which is very satisfying. But yes, I've been writing this since October or so. Pretty much entirely on stream. And I'm almost done. The only thing I've... Oh, this is an old ROM, isn't it? Yeah, this is an old version of the ROM. The only thing I really have left to do is the audio engine, which is what I'm working on now. Try to find out again. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Last time I streamed last week, I was working on sorting out some logic for an SPI interface for the 65A16 SPC. Oh yeah, I remember you mentioning that. I had to move most of it off the board. But so yeah, this is my project that I've been working on for a little while. Better part of a year at this point. I really want to wrap it up soon. Honestly, I need to like get on to the next project. 'Cause I've been working on this one for too long, I think. And this is actually like on the long side, from what I gather, of old school NES development. Like usually they wrote an entire game in like 6 months or so. I'm past due, I guess. October. Yeah, October. But yeah, so this is what I've been working on for a while. And I've been procrastinating the music engine like nothing else. So it is basically the very last thing I need to do. I can't write music to save my life. So that's why I've pushed it off so long. And it's not like graphic. It's not something to look at. Like my test ROM is just a green screen, right? So it's less exciting, I guess. Where was it? Where is it? There it is. Oh. Sure, 6 months. That was full time. Multiple devs, and after the first one, they had code that they could reuse. Absolutely, that is very, very true. I am learning on this project, so this isn't my first NES assembly project. This is my second, but still, I am very much learning as I go. Which is why I'm like writing a music engine or sound engine. Is I'm learning how to do that. Later games I might just use a pre-built engine for that, but I'm not writing a tracker. No, I'm writing something to read the music data and play it on the NES. So this right here is tracker software that already exists. I didn't make this. I just found this software. And I didn't write this music either. This is Bad Apple, a rendition of Bad Apple on the NES. I'm just writing code to read this music and then play it on the NES. That's what I'm doing now. But currently, it's broken because of course it is. It does play 3 of the channels. You only hear 2 of them here, but so this is 2 of the channels. This is one of the pulse channels, and the triangle channel. But I need to get the noise channel working so I can get the percussion stuff, which sounds like this. So that's what I'm working on. It's bumpy because I don't know what I'm doing. Number one. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. That's what it boils down to, pretty much. I don't remember where I left off doing things. About that. Okay. What is this? Go to location. Sound points and macro. That's fine. I could. That's fine. Wait, when I hit A, it's never hitting that. Why isn't it hitting that? It should be hitting that. Wait, that's because I don't actually turn on that stupid channel. Ah, geez, I don't even. Okay, paste that in there. That's why that didn't do anything. Sequence ID in A. That's gonna be sequence 2. Channel ID in there. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's actually, you know, try this again with that channel enabled. It's not gonna do anything, but let's try it anyway. It still did not hit the breakpoint. It didn't hit the breakpoint. Why? Why did that break? It shouldn't have broken there. It should not. I added another channel to load it, and it broke. It just broke everything. And I got a fingerprint on my glasses now. Why is this so fragile? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I just made it worse. God, you know, sometimes I really, really hate glasses. The fact that I have to wear them, you know. Before you say contacts, I'm not very fond of poking my eye every morning. I still need to do that spectrum analysis for noise channels. I had in mind. No. Was that the some of the tape stuff? That actually, I should have had that stuff all declared originally. Like I set aside that space. Oops. Beforehand. Why did I change the file? SP. So I haven't changed any of these. Where are the pointers? Hang on. Oh, this is the wrong file. There we go. Okay. So I haven't really changed some of the. So I've changed some of the stuff, like the reordering of these guys. No, I don't think those need to be anywhere. Let's see. These guys right here. These are 4 pointers for the instrument and the volume and the sequence each. I had those at that size from the very beginning. I didn't change those sizes. Better than poking the eye with your arm from the pair of glasses. No, not the tape stuff. Well, I'm like better. I've been wearing these since like middle school, essentially. Not these specific ones, but I've had glasses since about middle school or so. So I can put on glasses when I'm half asleep, or 90%. I can put on glasses in my sleep without poking myself in the eye, because I've been doing it for so long. Not the tape stuff, more thinking audio for noise channels and the effect of frequency controls. Oh, okay. Alright. So yeah, so the pointer stuff exists. The area for the pointers exists, and it simply just reads the macro data for that, like directly. This is the wrong one. Music data. So these vol macro pointers will have the address of this data in it. So when it starts, when it loads up that macro, it first loads up this address, or this address into the pointer, and it reads the length, and then it increments the pointer by 1. So the next thing it's pointing to is the next value. Yeah, so I read all the macro stuff right from ROM. I don't store any of that in RAM, aside from the pointer to where I am and like how long we've been on that macro and the total length of it. And that's those are in BSS, I think. Those are over here somewhere. Yeah, macro index, the length of the current macro for that channel, and the macro index. Wait a minute. Current volume macro index, volume macro index. Why do I have two of them? Oh, that's steps. Yeah. I need to like learn how to write better comments, I think. But yeah, so all these have been the exact same size since the beginning. Because I knew I would want to use all 4 channels at some point. Alright. So we're going back to the loaded instrument stuff. What is this? No idea. What is this? It's almost what I want, I think. Did I... hang on. SBC. That's not used anywhere, is it? Yes, it is. Okay, I'll leave it there then. Wait, sequence active. Wait a minute. Does the triangle channel never get active? No, it does. It is activated, okay. Alright, going through the loaded sequence again. So most of this stuff I think is correct. Sound pointer sequence. This guy, 810F. This here. Sequence noise. Right, that is the correct sequence. It's reading all these. What? Not reading all... Wait a minute. It's not reading all of it, though. Does it actually read all of it? Okay, so it is reading this data. Sequence B, what is this? Does sequence A never end? Does it never reach the end of sequence A? It never gets to the end of sequence A. Why does it never get to the... Why does it ever get there? Oh, and something else I'm not doing. I'm not putting end on the end of that. MIDI end. I need that on the bottom of that. Could that have been breaking it? I don't think so. That might have broken it, actually. That might have been why that broke it before. I mean, I don't think that's why. That's not why it's not playing, but that might have been why it broke it. So let's. I know I keep pausing the music here, but let's keep trying this. So now it's got that 40 on the end there. which is the end sequence. Okay. Okay, that's good. What is this? Some markers percussion. Why did it read that at the end? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This right here is the macro for the noise channel. It reads it up to there immediately. And then stops. And then it reads the rest of it. Okay, so the volume macro stuff is broken then, isn't it? Isn't it? That's not the button I wanted. Alright, so let's go over to the run noise. Okay. Volume list. What number is this? Address 313 up here. Well, links this one. All right. Why is it 0? That shouldn't be 0. That should. No. Wait. Hang on. It's on the next beat. Nothing's actually loaded in yet. Okay, so now it should be loaded in. It never hits that. Now it hit it. What? You should be hitting this every single frame. Every frame. Speaking of tapes, the high-pass filter on the study box data tracks is kind of interesting. Looks like the recording mechanism can only output off and on states, and there's a DC blocker involved, so the initial cycles of the lead-in phase are strongly positively biased, slowly moving towards an even balance. And then when the data page ends, there's a curve as the tape signal moves towards 0, overshooting time or 2. Huh. I watch closer and still understand it. What, the assembly? To be fair, I half understand what I'm doing. Case in point, I have no idea why this is not running every frame when it should be. Like, regardless of anything else, this should be happening every single frame, but somehow it wasn't before. Like, F5, it missed it. Wait, no, it didn't. That's not every frame. That happens. Oh boy, never mind. I don't even understand how my own program works. So, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. The Gel Mega, how you doing? Welcome. I understand the individual lines. I have no idea what is happening besides. Oh, like the general flow of the program then. Yeah. Alright, so this loop happens like 4 times. Why can't I scroll? Why doesn't my scroll work? What? That was weird. Just checking for 45 minutes or something since it's getting a bit late. Yeah, no worries. Clint, how you doing? Welcome. Welcome. Yeah, the general flow on this one is kind of wonky. Essentially, nothing happens until I hit A, right? Tropical Banana Man, how you doing? Welcome. Once I hit A, I load up 3 sequences for 3 different channels. This one is the first pulse channel. I appreciate that. I load the first sequence 0, so that's this guy here, sequence A. I load that into channel 0, which is the first pulse channel. I'm doing alright, can't complain too much. Then, after that, I load up the same sequence, sequence A, into the third channel, which is the triangle channel. That's the two we hear. And then this is the one I just added, which is, excuse me, loading up sequence ID 2, which is the third one, the sequence noise, into the fourth channel, which is the noise channel, in theory. Where did you learn assembly? And NES Assembly at that. I learned it on the internet. I don't know. I found a manual from 1976 and I read it. That's the reference. So yeah, I found this manual right here, and I read it. A MIDI song? Kind of, sort of. Welcome, Major Thorn. How you doing? So I am taking this data right here. It's MIDI, quote unquote. I'm calling it MIDI because of reasons. It's not real MIDI. But I'm taking this data here from this song. This is a song that I did not write, by the way. So this is what it's supposed to sound like, right? That's what it's supposed to sound like. It's not there yet because I don't have the noise channel, which is this channel. This is the channel I'm working on right now. Yeah, really, who does that anymore, right? Didn't die. Oh, that's always good. I think that I implemented the family computer keyboard tape interface 20 years ago. What? I had recorded the output signal directly and reproduced it for input directly. If I did that now, I'd use a channel model that supplied the effective bypass filtering of the output signal. I think that I could write a program that does one thing with real hardware that does not behave correctly at most all emulators. Well, yeah. Tornadoes. Yeah. That does sound like a very good alarm clock. I'm not sure I would want that alarm clock, however. Yeah, good to hear you're safe, though. Goodness gracious. End up in the Wizard of Oz, right? Yeah, we don't get many tornado warnings around here. Every once in a while, the one will touch down, but I mean, we don't typically get them up here. But yeah, so I learned assembly by reading this manual. Yeah, if any of you are interested in reading the manual, it's over there. Woke up, looked at the radar, and said to myself, I'm going to die in my sleep. And fell back to sleep. Jeez, alright. Well, I mean... Okay, I can't really argue that, I guess. Giant tornadoes? A hurricane is not a tornado. A hurricane is a different storm altogether. Yes, another book to read before bed, right? Perfect bedtime story material right here, right? It's just the best kind of stuff, like, let's see, the non-maskable interrupt. You know, you can just read through that. I have a feeling I'm going to be through half of these by the end of the night. Working on the default template parameter values really seems like I'm punishing myself by doing the complex stuff now, but, well, maybe the future me will thank me. Now, current me often wants to reach back through time to past me and stop myself. No. If I ever get a, like, good hearty slap out of nowhere, that's when I'll know. Like someone finally invented time travel. It's cool to be able to find this. This manual. I don't even know how. I think I just Googled it. This manual. I just 6502 programming manual. I think was something along the lines of I Googled. And well, here you go. from the guys that made the processor itself, the MOS 6502. Story your grandpa told you about RAM storage? What is that story? I still want to watch Bubblegum Crisis. Tinsel City Hurricane again. Bubblegum Crisis. I think I've seen that, haven't I? That sounds very familiar. If I can spell, would be nice. Maybe I haven't. I could have sworn I did. So I know I've heard of it. Yeah, I'll have to add that to one of my lists to watch. Now, oh, speaking of things watching, by the way, there is a movie night this weekend on Saturday. What are we watching? We're watching The Girl Who Leapt Through Time and Spider-Verse, I think. So, yeah, details will be in Discord. That'll be Saturday evening Eastern time, after I finish streaming. Till the sliding above your bedroom starts the siding above your starts ripping off, and you have to go with your dad outside on a ladder in the middle of a hurricane to screw the siding to the house. Fun times. Okay, siding, yeah. Yeah, it does not sound like fun at all, Jojo. The data went house hunting and found a free slot in the RAM safe house. At this point, I fell asleep. Looking at the setting after my VPN updated as featured to block domains used to serve. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. Also disconnect the help reload Twitch. Schedules to conflict again this week. Oh no, that's too bad. God, why? Every time I take a drink now. The Trixon, how you doing? Yeah, for anyone wondering what movie night actually is, I host a movie night. We watch a movie with another streamer on Saturdays. Officially every other, but it's usually more than that. Details are always in Discord. About, I don't know, half an hour or so before we go live with it. Yeah, the water's fighting back. That's exactly what it is. Marrying the Witch's Flower is also a good one. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one, but that's one of the ones that I do need to see. Before I updated it, I was looking at a stream and had a 30-second delay. Wow. Wow, I'm pretty sure I've got mine on low latency, so you can get down to like 3 seconds, I think, on my stream. For someone who lives in Florida, I've only purposely gone outside in the rain 3 or 4 times over 21 years. Wow. See, I go out in the rain like all the time on purpose because like I have to get to work and it's gonna not stop raining until 2 days from now. Just like some of the stuff I managed to pick up during the afternoon shopping. One of those is the DS version of My Japanese Coach. Huh? Like a learning game? The Doctor, how you doing? In Florida, you hear rain, you go inside. Well, I can run to the car. Yeah, I don't mind rain too much though, as long as it's not like too heavy and like, you know, not blowing the house down. I don't go away. Have very little choice but to go outside during the rain, but we're used to it and I don't care. Yeah, well. Yeah, you guys go outside? Must be rough. Yeah, it must be really rough going outside. Yeah, unfortunately, I have to go outside for work. I mean, you know, what am I gonna... I suppose I can work from home, but I mean... I don't know. I usually don't, because that means I have to, like, set... I used to have a setup where I had my docking station right here for my laptop, and I had, like, hooked up to 2 screens, but then, like, other things happened, and I wanted to get other things hooked up to these screens. So I disassembled that. I lost the docking... This is right over there. I have the docking station still, which is good, because I'd have to pay them back for it if I lost it. But yeah, it's not comfortable working from home for me now because I took down the setup. Speaking of umbrellas, I need to buy one because the one I have, I can't take outside. It's one I bought in Akihabara, and yeah, I can't take that one outside. Yeah, I just go wet now. Yeah. I cannot show you on stream. I cannot. I'll post it on Discord. I'll post it on. It is not. No. I'll post it on Discord after stream. Not quite K6, but you're close. Welcome, by the way. How you doing? I think it's a generic character. I could be wrong, but you know. Also, nowadays in summer in Europe, it'll guarantee heat waves. The more north you go, the worse houses are at removing heat from them. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. You know, the colder the weather usually is, the worse that, you know. Oh, the better they are at keeping the heat in. It is not that one, Jojo. It is not that one. I completely lost track of what I was doing here. Alright, load sequence. I think it was like figuring out why this is broken. The load sequence is broken. That shouldn't be broken though. Sound sequence active. Yeah, well that turns on. Okay, the sound sequence active. Point sequence. Okay, so let's have a look at the. Oh no, the that works actually. It reads the sequence fine. It doesn't do anything with it. A good way to get people in the Discord. I'll come and join and show you my umbrella. Exactly, right? Yeah. It'll be on Discord. It's not there yet, but it'll be there. It'll be there after the stream. Recently renovated our home, and those walls are thick. They'll be there. It'll be there. It'll be there. Don't worry. I gotta persuade some people somehow, right? I gotta get there somehow. I remember it was during the first trip to Japan. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. It was during the first trip to Japan that I picked it up, and I was ultimately with my friend because he got one as well. We spent like 2 or 3 days in Akiba. Terrible idea, by the way, for your wallet. So we saw these umbrellas on like the first day, and we're like, "Holy crap, that's amazing! We need to come back here." So we left the store, and we didn't write down where it was or what store it was. So the last day we're there, the last full day, we're running around to all these stores in Akiba, trying to find these godforsaken umbrellas. And like, I can remember exactly what the store looked like on the inside, right? Like, oh, there's stairs down over there, and they look like this, and you know, yeah, there's the alert. So I'd walk into a store and like, nope, this isn't it. We need to try another one. So it took us a good like 2 hours to find it, because like we would walk around and try and like ask some of the shop owners like where we would find these umbrellas, and that was awkward. Number one. Oh no, we have umbrellas here, like the clear ones, and we bring up a picture. No, one of these is like, huh? Yeah, the stores move around on their own. All the stores have a basement there. Like all the space that you can think, like all the space that there is taken. Period. In Japan. Like you walk up to a storefront and there's going to be something in the basement level, there's going to be something on the ground level, and there's going to be something in the next 4 levels up. And there's a good chance that like half of them are going to be different between each other, right? Like some of them were like 5 stories of the same store. Yeah, the storage for the store is the store. Exactly. I mean, I guess. And then after the setback, the next few stories of buildings are residential, aren't they? They can be, yeah. Not necessarily in downtown Akiba, but yes, they absolutely can be. Absolutely can be. And I am out of water and I'm thirsty, so I'm going to get some more water. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Yeah? Yeah. Cherstrom, bestrom. I'm back. I screwed up my freaking. I really need a better setup in here. I don't have very much room. Common in Europe, storage on the ground floor, house above. Japanese zoning law is interesting. Set nationally, unlike the U.S., and designed to promote certain behaviors that simply don't happen here. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of things that happen over there that just do not happen here. But yeah, it's common to find like restaurants in a basement level, and then on the ground level a different restaurant, and then the level above a different restaurant. It's also common for certain restaurants to be like down an alley, in a door, up an elevator, and down a hallway. Those are like usually your maid cafes. the shadiest things to get to. We're going to one of like, are we gonna like be robbed or mugged when we go to this place? Like, where's this person leading us? Boston doesn't need hurricane brackets like Florida does. I mean, I guess not to the extent that Florida does. They went to, of course. Oh, of course I went to it. I mean, wouldn't you? I need to get back there. I need to go over there again on another trip. One of these years it'll happen. Maybe. I don't know. Alright, decode set instrument. Temp ID. Yes, that should work too. Why doesn't that work? Instrument ID. Where else is this used? Decode noise. Instrument ID, load instrument. That's just where you use these right there. About my maid cafe experience. Hang on. I think I've actually got pictures of it. Where? Nope. Let's see if I can find a picture real quick. Bear with me for a second. I took like so many pictures the second time I went there. The first time I went with a bunch of friends. The second time I went just with my brother. And we planned it out a lot better the second time when I went with my brother. Do you always get robbed there? I mean, a different kind of. So one is like, you know, voluntary, where they just the prices are outrageous, and like the other would be like getting mugged, I guess, right? Where is this cat? Where are the pictures of this? Oh, there they are. So this is my brother and myself in Japan at one of these. She is like terrified of us, I think. But that was fun. I used to have a goatee instead of a full beard. But, yeah. One place has floods, the other place has crying sky. Yeah. But look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? Come on. You can't tell me you don't want that. Oh, and where was it? I need to go eat now. All right, well, you enjoy your food. You enjoy your food. What, the food or what? Not I eat food because. All right, no worries, no worries. So there's another restaurant that like we stumbled upon. We completely forgot that it was going to be a thing. Like we knew it was going to be a thing before we arrived in Japan, but we forgot once we got there. But where's a good picture of it? There we go. It was a Little Witch Academia cafe, pop-up cafe. So they had everything themed after the characters. So like this is one of them. Yeah, it was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic. Let's see. Here's the Nightfall book. Do you two over there like a bad American? You don't tip in Japan. Like this is not something you do. We can say, of course you can say upside down. Can you not? I mean, I can. But yeah, see, they had a bunch of dishes for all the characters and whatnot. Here's some of them here. Gakko had a noodle thing. Susie had a mushroom something or other, because of course she did. I forget her name, but the one that's always snacking on something, that she literally always has a bag of chips or snacks or something in her hand in the show. It's just a bag of like popcorn and candy and crap. And then they also had the drinks for some of them as well. So I got the latte. My brother got that thing. So that's one of them. Yeah, so Tiffany is something very American, very very American. It's got a little mushroom candy on the side there. Tipping here, and people are like, "What? Yeah, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to me?" But no, in Japan, if you tip, they'll like give it back to you. Like, no. What is this? Hang on, I'm gonna open this up over here, then open that over there, so I can open up this without. Oh yeah, so I found that in a stairwell somewhere, which was neat. What am I waiting for, Jojo? American corporations are bogus, offloading wages to patrons. Right? I completely agree. Completely agree on that one. I hate it. I can't stand it. That's on the poster, of course. Yeah. Why do I have that? That's a guy. That's my friend's wedding. What is this doing in my Japan pictures? Anyway, I need to go to Canada where there's no tips. So probably there is. 400 people trying to go this. No, so that was one of the stairways in like some random bookshop somewhere in the back of the bookshop, right? Mate Zol, how you doing? Can you please assess the level of C++ in this file? And what is your senior? What? I don't write C++. Number one. If you drop that in Discord, someone might be able to help you out though. But I can barely read C++, let alone write it. I can't write it. All right. So where was I going through again? Instrument stuff, right? Specifically for the noise channel. Get that away. Well, you don't want to work through any more C++ there, Jojo? No? Not worth touching with a 10-foot snide remark. Well. All right, so let's step through. Well, not that one. That can go away, I guess. Decode sequence command. Which one are we on? Temp Y. Wait a minute. Temp Y. Yes. Temp Y is 0, 2, 3. This one. Okay. Sequence command is not going to be set instrument. Of course it's not going to, because I'm in the middle of something. Okay. What is this? That's in the middle of something. All right, cool. What is this? Load sequence. Sure. What is this? No. All right, I want load instrument. Where is load instrument? This guy. UberX, how you doing? Welcome. Actually, I was fighting a build today just for adding a manifest file. Oh. Speaking of drinks, it's time for... See, I can't drink during a assembly or during a programming stream because, like, I'll be okay at the beginning, I think, maybe, but then, like, the more drinks I take, the less I'll be able to understand what I'm doing. Like, more so than current. Herding manager? Just want to know what is the level of coursework and course I plan on taking. Ah, okay. Okay, so I need to hit that button. Load sequence. Okay. Oh, right, it didn't hit the load instrument yet. Yes, it did. Why did it hit the load instrument before the other one? Hold up. It should have hit... Oh, I got rid of it. Never mind. Okay. What's... Where again? Load instrument. Y holds the channel. Y is channel 0. Okay, I'm going to go to the next one. Channel 2. Go to the next one. Channel 3. Alright. So you don't have a bomber peak? Not with assembly, no. With something else, maybe, but not. Well, I do when I'm playing Overwatch. For whatever reason, when I'm drunk, I can aim better. I don't know why, but that's just what happens. The worst I had to run today was the worst I had to run today was last run 6 years ago. Oh, geez. All right. It is hard to compare course levels for things. Yeah, in software engineering, I do agree with that. Yeah, it's a lot that does come with experience, because it's one thing to understand the syntax of a language. It's another thing to understand how to use that syntax properly. I think that was when they moved to SVN and TeamCity. From SVN to TeamCity, hopefully. Trunky was more relaxed with better aim. I guess? I mean, less worried about missing and more worried about having fun. So, like, I just didn't stress about it and I just hit the targets or whatever. I don't know. I guess? That's my theory anyway. That's my theory. You aim for what you want to hit, then you magically get... You aim for what you want to hit, then it magically gets hit, right? I wish. That only happens when I'm playing Soldier, though, in ult. Yeah, his hack. Alright. X holds the instrument ID. X instrument ID 2. Yes, okay. So we're gonna shuffle some crap around. What do we have now? Okay. Channel ID is 3. Volume says 0, fine. Well, load instrument happens on every, note, though, doesn't it? Load note. Where's load noise? Where's load noise? Decode noise. Okay, it happens on every... I mean, whatever. is that like cool or not cool? I want to work at Google and flex that I can do something like that to them. I really do lead code. Lead code. Man, from what I hear, like the interviews at to get into Google are just some of the most irrelevant things in the world. It's a lot of the puzzle programming crap that no one will actually have to do in a day job ever. Like, here, write this sorting algorithm on the board or whatever. Like, how would you sort this tree? Do it on the whiteboard with no internet. Excuse me? No. I'm not going to, because I will never have to do that ever. You need more than a concurrent map if you want to flex for Google. Yeah, you need some serious credentials to flex for Google, because they pump out some impressive stuff. So you have to try really hard to impress them. I started making pasta and pesto and realized halfway through making the noodles that I have a ton of leftover spaghetti in the fridge. Whoops. Alright. Load pointer to instrument macro definitions. Okay. So that should be that. Right? Sound pointer instrument. It's +6 though, isn't it? Yeah, so I already had that in there. 8010. What is 8010? Not that one. 8010. Percussion. Yep. Okay. How to flex for Google? Know the entire 9 billion line code base, right? Yeah, without having ever seen it or been given access to it, just know their code base. It's like, wait a minute. So I made the pasta and the pesto, and some leftovers. Feast tonight. Feast. Yes. The puzzle programming stuff isn't really about not being able to use Google, right? Sort algos, though, it's problem-solving abstractions. It is. But I'm not sure I really agree with the methodology for it. I wouldn't really say it's worthless. I mean, it does serve a purpose. I don't particularly agree with said purpose. Yeah. 2 Sigma? I have no idea what 2 Sigma is. Let's do LeetCode. LeetCode is more or less a joke. I wouldn't learn it to be useful, that's for sure. Knowing the benefit of linear programming mishaps, hash maps over bucket hash map could be nice to know. It could be nice to know, sure, but it ain't something you're going to be using every day, unless, like, that's specifically what you're being hired for, I guess? Because typically you don't really want to be implementing your own algorithm for doing a thing, because 1.5 billion people have already done that. You know, so why reinvent the wheel? That's the entire idea of using a library, right? The entire idea. Oh, yeah, I had a professor once tell me, smart guy. He was actually a Java professor. I hated the language, but I loved the professor. He was an Indian guy with a very heavy accent. Half the class hated his class because they couldn't understand him. But I really enjoyed the class. Anyway, one of the things he said that stuck with me is oh shoot, how did it go again? Yeah, programmers are lazy but efficient. Why not? I'm making my own language. I mean, as like a side project, sure, that's one thing. But for a day job, nah, you're not doing that. You're not doing that at all. Yeah, I'm lazy. Yeah. The important part is the efficient part. Not many people get that. Like someone I have to work with got the lazy part down pat. They did not get the efficient part down at all. Traveling salesman every day at work? No. No, the crap I have to deal with at work is... I wish it was on that level of stupidity. It's on, like... VB6 levels, or VB.net levels of stupidity, and it hurts. Packet-less, how you doing? Honestly, a lot of data structures and algorithms that you learn in class aren't truly optimal for modern computers. Traditional naive algorithmic analysis doesn't take into consideration how modern CPUs work. Yeah, I could absolutely see that. Absolutely. I make a ton of scripts at work because I'm all about that automation. Make your own language, you can write your own operating systems, you can write your own text editors, you can write your own compiler for your own language. Yeah, right? So, about that, my friend has a TRS-80. He does not have any software for it. He does not have any tapes for it. He does not have any... He doesn't even have a floppy drive for the stupid thing. He doesn't have any cartridges for it. He just has a working TRS-80. And what's on it is just the basic ROM. You can't do much with that. So when I was over there the other day, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. So how would you... I have a book that's assembly for the TRS-80. Cool. This is basic on the screen. How do I go about putting in the... Oh, I need the editor program for the book. I guess I need to write my own and bootstrap it in basic and then rewrite that in assembly. So that might be a project of mine as well. I might do that for kicks. Writing one's own language is part of a day job? It's doable. It is doable, yes. Not very common though, I don't think. At least not anymore. And let her pay yourself, boom. Day job of your dreams can be yours. It's VB.net levels of stupidity. Yeah, frame rate drops to about 5 a second. VB.net levels of stupidity. Bridgewater, that's what that was. So he has a programming language because of what he perceives as shortcomings of modern languages for kinds of programming he wants to do. I mean, that's fair, I guess. I mean, it all depends on you know, what you want that language to accomplish and whatnot. How hard would it be to re-implement TCP/IP in functional programming language like Haskell or Camel? I have no idea because I don't know those languages. I assume it'd be easy enough. I don't know. Jonathan's language will be released in 3019. Behind Braid and the Witness. Oh, doesn't he stream every once in a while? I think he does. Switched off Wi-Fi networks. Switched Wi-Fi networks. Suspect that the showers affect the 3G network. The 5G network. Showers? Like, is the router on the other side of the shower or something like that? So like the water blocks it? Screw off artificial letters. I haven't worked the language, so I wouldn't be able to tell you either way. Yeah. Wait, why are both of those like that? Why? That doesn't make any sense. What over there? Restore channel. Oh, it does make sense. Never mind. So this one's reading 2 for the volume macro. Stores that. No, okay, that should work, I think. Meanwhile, my language is not that usable, but it's already open source on it. Oh, nice! OCaml kind of died since they still cannot do multi-core, I think. Well, that didn't stop Python! Python's got the GIL that I despise. I hate the global interpreter lock. And that is the sole reason I learned Go. It's because of that god-awful interpreter lock. Probably, yeah. Python 3 does have the GIL. Yeah, Go is so much better. So much better. Same floor, other side of the house. And the shower is literally on the direct pathway. Oh, that'll do it. That'll most certainly do it. Yeah, water's a good insulator. Yeah. I thought with these MIT lessons meant almost everything was made just by MIT. No, no. I was always amazed until a few weeks ago. Wow, MIT's got all this software coming out of the school. It must be really smart. Oh, everyone's using the license. I had a choice between Python and Go. I picked Go. Now I'm learning it. That's a good choice. That is a good choice, I think. Major Thorn. Small scripts. Yeah, that's the only thing that Python is really good for. Is small scripts that, you know. Yeah. Are there GTK bindings for Go? Probably. I think so. There's STL bindings for Go. I know that much. Actually, I think that I have a link to something here. Hang on. Go GTK. Where is the? Oh, here you go. Yep. And I recognize this guy, Matt, or that repo name. There you go. So yes, there are Go Go bindings for GTK, or GTK bindings for Go. Wondering one of my languages is usable. Mind checking out? Maybe giving some feedback. Still a little while though. Yeah, sure. I can have a look at it. They don't want to use PowerShell for. Yeah, I don't really know PowerShell though, so I can't use PowerShell. Well, I'd have to learn PowerShell first. But this one's got like all the code for it. Wait, why did this one not really? Oh, that's his page. That's just his page. It has all the Oh geez, this does not look fun though. This doesn't look fun at all. But yes, it does have those. That's neat. What's the point of living if you can't program in Fortran 77? I programmed in COBOL. Does that count for anything? However, anything that has to use C binding suffers a performance hit. Go isn't oriented towards making C calls, so there's a little bit of penalty when you have to. I could see that, yeah. Yeah, if it didn't integrate well with Windows, no one would use it in JoJo. I mean, after all, like it's a first-party Microsoft thing, so if it didn't integrate well with Windows, there'd be some problems, right? Oh, that's the wrong window I have though. Okay, let me over there. There you go. Deleting system today too. All right. PowerShell Core. Yeah, that's the one with the ad, right? All right, PowerShell is garbage, but I definitely think Windows admin should learn it and learn it well. Userman 2, how you doing? Yeah, I don't particularly like the naming convention for PowerShell, and that's coming. Well, that's mainly coming from a Linux background. It's just file directory. Plans for 1.0 C header interoperability using import header C. Oh, PowerShell against Active Directory. Yeah, it's something that integrates well with Windows services and setups and all that kind of stuff. But is it true that everyone at Oracle is 50 plus? Probably. I wouldn't be surprised if everyone at Oracle was 50 plus. I wouldn't be at least surprised. See, I don't remember what any of this crap does anymore. I'm so horribly distracted. I don't remember what my own code does. If I can write scripts fast, I can use PowerShell as my default terminal. I mean, yeah, I don't want to have to use that as my. I would rather use Bash as my default terminal. And to that effect, I'd rather use Windows, or not Windows, Linux as my default OS. I'm not here because of reasons, but I'm pushing to have my boss allow me to move to Linux. Oh, that'd be nice. Can you get some sleep? All right, John Mega, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. You have a good night. PowerShell had a weird thing where it does not seem to show stuff to standard out by just calling a script. What, like printing to standard out in the script wouldn't display in the console or something? That sounds like a very Windows issue. One of those things like, oh, of course you screwed that up. You're Windows. Why wouldn't you have screwed something simple up? Like, I can understand it, I think, redirecting a standard error to, like, an error log, but standard out, that's supposed to go to the output. It starts out as a separate window, usually. That's dumb. So it opens up another window for the script? Like, does it open up another process, or does it drop you down to a prompt again immediately and have it do its own thing in another window? Also means hit or miss or send it out. Yeah. When I work for fintech, like making models and stuff for big dollars, do you enjoy the engineering more? Models? I can't model to save my life. Script the new window. So the script opens the new window? That's weird. Yeah, no, these are free to call PowerShell garbage. Yeah, that sounds awkward, user man. That sounds really awkward to use. Yeah. God, and I cannot, for the life of me, concentrate on what I'm doing. It's just where I am again. Oh, okay. Load instrument. You know what? Let's all the way at the top here. Turn off all but the noise channel so I can get a better grasp of what's going on here. I just use command in Python or git shell. Yeah. Just use Emacs. It has its own shell, right? Emacs is such a nice operating system, but it'd be nice if it had a text editor that was decent, you know? We're distracting with fun conversations and laughs. I mean, I'm not really complaining too much. With the new Windows terminal, I hope they will fix some of the issues with the Windows terminal itself. The Windows terminal stuff. Like what kind of issues? Because as you can see, I am not using the standard Windows terminal. I'm using Commander. Yeah. Did it actually reassemble that? I don't know if it did or not. It probably did. Let's find out. Oh wait, I also want to let's also not load up the other sequences, so yeah. So that way we only get that sequence. So let's hit pause and see if we actually hear anything. No. No, okay. I have to admit the new terminal coding coming from Windows and the changes to WSL2 are quite interesting. They are interesting, yes. I'm not sure. I don't think I'll ever use them, but yes, they are interesting. Interesting, that's for sure. It just means that Windows has a bunch of terminals, PS, command, etc. Git shell if you use Git. Yeah. No, Git shell is actually bash with paths set up specifically for Git, but yeah. They're using the 9P protocol from Plan 9 to communicate between Linux and Windows. Really? That sounds like an odd choice. The new terminal should help out with the situation, I hope. We'll see. See if it actually does. Okay, so I need to just head up the load instrument, I guess. Have a look at the why can't I get it any taller than that? That's dumb. Alright, so ignore the temp address. Turn off section ID. Don't actually care about those. Volume steps plus 3 is 1C. Is that never reset? Because that should be reset during this, shouldn't it? Yes, that's where it was reset. Okay. Oh. Wait a minute, what is this? Hold up. Oops. Hold up. There was a compare in there for the triangle. Instrument. So this right here. Compared to 2. If it's 2, that means it's the triangle, so we're going to jump down to the triangle flags and just hard-code those in. If it's not, it's going to be one of the 2 pulse channels, so we're going to look at the update masks table and use that for the sound pulse. It's loading the wrong flags! Okay. Okay. Stop bullying it. If bully can code in JavaScript, he got it worse. Please don't. I don't like JavaScript at all. I hate when I have to deal with it. Thank you, Major Thorn. Thank you. Tricks aside, why do you use Vim? I use Sublime, and every time I try to switch to Emacs or Vim, learning curve is slope of infinity. Yeah, the learning curve for Vim or Emacs is more of a wall than a curve. I'll admit. I absolutely love Vim though. I got used to it a long while ago. I don't even remember when I started using it, but it was a while ago. I only use GVim on Windows, though. Everywhere else, I do use the terminal Vim, which would be this version here. Well, kind of. This is still the Windows version, but whatever. But I absolutely love the whole, like, I don't have to ever touch my mouse. Ever. To do anything. Moving around or selecting lines and copying and pasting them. Yeah, so all the movement stuff is all on the keyboard, and I just love all of the keyboard well, not really shortcuts, but I love the style of movements and the command language and all that kind of stuff with Vim. It's very, very powerful, I find it. Used to do server-side JavaScript. I stopped doing so well before it was cool. Yeah, server-side JavaScript is should not be a thing. And yeah, it's a wall. If you jump in, you can never get out. Actually, funny thing about that, if you hit Control-C, because that's the standard, like, abort process thing in terminal land, there's a little message you can see at the bottom there. Type :QA exclamation point, press enter to abandon all changes and exit Vim. So they knew if you're spamming Control-C, that's you want out. So they put a little message at the bottom there for you. Alright, so I don't want branch equal. And it's be something else. What and I don't remember off the top of my head which one it needs to be. For greater than, is it plus? It might be branch plus. Compare. That's what I want. So if it's greater than or equal to, it's just carry set. BCC. BCS. Try noise flags. Use Notepad. Yay! Should I stay loyal to a company or job? Switch every 2 to 3 years. It depends. Depends if you really like the place you are. If not, you could. It's generally easier to move up if you switch a job every 2 to 4 years. Like, absolutely. My last 3 promotions have been moving jobs. Or like 2. The last 2 raises I've ever gotten were moving jobs. Like, nope, screw you. I'm going to work over here now. Give me more money. Okay, that's what it was. Use Echo 8 Outpat. Yeah, you don't use a magnet and a needle and a steady hand. Yeah, but having a work environment that you don't hate means a lot. Sometimes that is more important than the pay. Sometimes. So long as you're comfortable with your income, the environment means a heck of a lot. Like, there's a guy I work with now. He used to be a trucker, a truck driver, and he was getting a lot of money for that. Like, it paid very well, very handsomely. But he got to a certain age where he didn't want to be driving around the country all the time and never seeing his wife, kind of thing, you know. So eventually he settled for the job he's in now, which is a field tech, essentially. Something breaks, he goes and replaces the wire, kind of thing. You know, someone needs to move their computer, he goes and moves it for them, plugs it back in, and all that kind of stuff. Pay isn't that great, but he really enjoys it, and he's comfortable there. So that's why he wants it. He doesn't want to raise. He does not want to raise. He isn't looking to move up at all in his position. He's looking to retire from his position. So yeah, it all depends exactly what you're looking for, really. One option apparently is to find an offer for a job elsewhere, bring it to your current employer, and give me a raise, please. Yes, that doesn't always work, and it could backfire or go in your favor, I guess, if you want to look at it that way. When they say get out and you're fired, but yes, that is an option that you can do. I've been tempted to do that. Actually, that almost happened in my last job. So I said, by the way, I'm leaving in 2 weeks. My boss is like, how much do we have to pay you to not? How much do I have to pay you to stay here? And that's when I broke it. Like, it is not about pay. This place is way too stressful for me. I cannot work here and keep my sanity. I will see you the last time I will see you is in 2 weeks from now. I am sorry. You could pay me $500,000 a year. I will not continue this job. Boss, please don't. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was, because he knew that that place I was at, it was actually my last job. That was the COBOL shop. It was it was a Windows program, a Windows graphical program that was written in COBOL. It hurt so much. But going into the job, I knew no COBOL whatsoever. I knew what COBOL was, and I think, like, when I knew I had an interview, I read Wikipedia and threw together a quick hello world in COBOL. That was what I knew of COBOL going in. Yes, graphical GUI in COBOL. Yes, it looked as bad as it sounds. But, so, I still got the job there for a data conversion thing, taking CSV files and putting it into their dumb COBOL format, which is incidentally why I also learned Go for that very thing. But being there, I was surrounded by the stupid COBOL program, and it still is probably broken as anything. So I learned COBOL. And I started to be able to fix a bunch of the COBOL and write the COBOL, and I guess he was impressed with the fact that I knew COBOL all of a sudden. I mean, what's I supposed to stop you from leaving? 50, 70? 500, 700? So the pay I was getting there was abysmal. It was abysmal. Number one. So I would have had to get, like, an extra digit, at least, onto my pay. To keep me there, for real. To keep me there. He could not afford that. I knew he wouldn't be able to afford it, which is basically why I said, yeah, you can't afford me. It's just, no, I'm going. You can't afford me for the stress. It's not happening. Hello World seems good to me. He got the job. Yeah, right? That sounds as bad as Java Standard GUI. I have a feeling that the Java Standard GUI was better than what we were working with, or what I was working with, what they're still probably working with. It's just, yeah, that bad, because it wasn't just like something fresh in COBOL, something brand new in no, this originally was a DOS program in COBOL with the old school, like, text interface thing that COBOL was written for. The GUI that they threw in there just took all that crap and then just put it into a Windows GUI. And, like, gave it the skin of Windows XP. Yes, Windows XP. This was 2 years ago. 3 years ago. It was bad. I found RPG 4 to be rather interesting. Bizarre but interesting. It looked like to be a lot, right? Yeah, so we had this one conference call thing with a client or a vendor, I forget which, doesn't really matter too much. It ended with, hey, can you provide us this service, this API service thing on the internet? And my boss was like, yeah, absolutely. I'm like, well, sure, I can, figure something out of that. Sure, fine. After the phone call is over, my boss wanted to write in COBOL. A website in COBOL. That's where I put my foot down and said no. Absolutely. I told my boss no. Like I pointed no. COBOL is not the language for that. And he was, oh, COBOL is the best for no. COBOL is not the language for that. I actually put my foot down on that one. I think I might have convinced him for that one on that one, but yeah, Windows XP. Yeah. Yeah, COBOL is terrible for that. It can be done. Don't get me wrong. It can be done. Hang on. Give me a sec. It can be done. You shouldn't do it, though. Come about the head on. It was not a fetish. Well, for him, maybe. Not for me. For me, it was torture. Yeah, it was not amazing. No, it was not amazing. Yeah, COBOL and wheelchair. The wheelchair is appropriate there. And this is like a joke kind of, web server thing. It's real, it compiles, it's real, it works. It's a terrible idea. You should never do this. Like in production, rather. But yeah, he wanted to use the same library that could apparently output HTML, and it just took the interface that was originally like a DOS text interface that was ported to Windows, essentially, the Windows XP styled GUI, and then it just dumped that on a web page with forms and tables and all that stuff to make it look exactly like it did on the desktop. It was bad. It's slow. I mean, probably. My dad is about to retire, and he told me about many horror stories how he did COBOL in college. It can be written well. None of what you see is written well. I mean, it can be written nice. It's never written nice in practice, though. I actually had my former boss tell me that COBOL, all COBOL code was self-documenting. I was brand new at the job. I didn't want to like make him mad already, but I'm sure he noticed me cringe at that point. Like, no, it's not. No. Yeah. I didn't believe him. I'd never seen the code, and I didn't believe him at first. Then I saw the code, and I wanted to strangle him. Because, no, it is not self-documenting. In fact, what in God's name were you doing with this file? Why is it loading that thing? That doesn't make any sense. Why is it moving it over here? Huh? Wait a minute, but I thought you were using this for something else, and why are we jumping to another file now? Oh God, why? It was just a mess. It was a mess. I still have the code somewhere, too. It was a mess. It was an absolute mess. The source directory, they didn't have any, source control at all. Like, no tarballs, no subversion, no nothing. No, it did not exist at all. The source was all kept in a single no CVS, no subversion, no Git, no TeamViewer, no nothing, or TeamViewer, whatever the Microsoft one is, Team something or other. Yeah, none of that. It's just a folder on the desktop, and that desktop had some backup software on it. That was it. That was that. Team services. Thank you. And if like he needed to make a breaking change, he just copied it to a new file, renamed it, added a number on the end of it or whatever, and then just called that file instead of the other one. It hurt. It hurt. There's like 1,000 files in that, like legitimately 1,000 files in that folder. Actually, I wonder if I still have that. Whoa. I don't think I have the, Never mind. Never mind. It is 6,160 files in the folder. Just make folders and name them with a new version. Still waiting my Fields Prize for this. Right? He didn't have the folders part down though. He had the new file name part, but not the folders part. Oh, the code here is broken. Roll back the source. Sir, there is no source control. What? Yeah, he didn't know what source control was. Don't be calling people out, JoJo. Binary C, how you doing? Official to CBL. New official to CBL. Prod V2. Those names make more sense than the crap that he has. Does this make any sense to you? AP302C.cbl. AP302D.cbl. AP302M1.cpy. Does that mean anything to you? It doesn't mean anything to me. Not anymore, anyway. Like, it's just 2 letters, 3 numbers, and a suffix if it's a different version of a file. What is this? Is this Earth? Something like that, yeah. Change the student stream. Teaches me brother in arms, don't you know? Wow. Oh, easy, just look at the modified date stamp. Well, these are all the same, I guess, but... I need an adult. Yeah, a lot of it was like different versions of a file for different clients. Like, client A would use version 1 because, like, the state tax was different, and then client B would use version 2 because, oh, well, they need to also charge this for the state for reasons. But the other ones don't. So there's 2 versions of the same file in it with like 3 lines different, and it's just like, dear God, why? Why is this a thing? Yeah. I still kind of like want to rewrite that entire system from the ground up and put him out of business, because for somehow he's still in business. He's still in business with this garbage software. Ugh, excuse me. It doesn't work. Well, it barely works. He's taped it together enough that it works now. What did I say? Was carry set? Yeah. Or was that clear? Shoot. Carry set. Okay. Think about that file. Appreciate that. I'll let it go off in a second. You know, I should probably close that so I don't accidentally bring it over to the stream. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did I undo something here? What is... Hang on, what is... Load instrument. Note. It's the note. Okay. Not... The wrong one there. Cool, it's a Dynafire. Yeah. And of course, even if someone comes and takes over that code base, it's still a toxic waste dump that can't be cleaned up because nobody actually knows what the overall required semantics are for the various cases. Exactly. Yes. All kinds of edge cases that are in there and all that crap. Didn't you not want... somewhere else. Yes. So this one is specifically for the note. Load note. The noise channel does not load notes at all. I use something else. But it just loads up a single value. It was this one I was looking for right here. I thought I accidentally did that. I did not. This is in the load instrument right here. Load instrument. So this loads up the volume macro stuff. And this is where I wanted that. And here is where I'm going to want to figure out the other thing. So I need to... Not ASL. LSA... LSR, right? What is the... Shift right 1 bit, yes. LSRA. I think. Yeah, something like that. This isn't an actual key. No, this is not a key press issue now. This is the instrument is half loading and not really. Alright, Russians are good at hacking because back in the day they had really slow and weak computers, so they had to optimize everything. They got bonus if they used like XYZ bytes of memory less. I don't know how true that is. I wouldn't think it'd be that true. Because back in the day, we were on the same level as them. During like the Apollo era, our technology was very, very close. I mean, they even made it to space before we did. You know, they made it to orbit before us. Yeah, but then Stuxnet. Yeah, then that happened. I don't know. All right. So how do I do this? I wanna do I want to check for... You know what? Let's just hack it out, actually. So we're just going to compare Y to 3 branches triangle. Load up load up some stuff, and then we're gonna store it in the thing. So we're just gonna do that. Yeah. Let's see if this did anything. It didn't look, it did. Okay, gonna hit pause real quick. I should hear some noise. Well, I mean, if I don't hit a breakpoint. Yes! That was it! Beautiful. Okay. So essentially what happened is I didn't set the flags for it to actually update any of the PPU the AP registers for every note. That's what it was. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and turn on the rest of those channels. So those are going to be 111, and then come down to when I hit A, and there they are. Load those sequences up so they play. Come back over here, reload that, and then reload that, and now they don't match. Because it's from different parts of the song. But it works! But it works! Alright. I don't hear code in Flowmatic. I have to work on some legacy code from the 60s. Flowmatic? It works, ship it, right? Yeah, I haven't done any Flowmatic stuff, that's for sure. That's for sure. Okay, so I need to commit this before I forget, and then accidentally undo it, you know? Because I know that'll happen. Alright, what is this? Engine, I do need to do that stuff. That one. Music data. Yeah, fine. That's gonna be overwritten eventually, but I'm not gonna worry about it. Wait, is this program epoch? Proof of concept. Yes, that's why it's green. It's actually in that folder. Pucks. Proof of concepts. I don't know why I called it proof of concept, because like this is clearly a test ROM. I'm actually gonna be using this code somewhere else. So it's not really a concept thing, it's more like I need to get it working in a separate ROM before I get it working in my main ROM. Alright, so... I think all this can just go in the, in one commit. More or less. More or less, yeah. Yeah, a lot of the stuff I'm writing, I do want to be able to use them interchangeably. Well, not interchangeably, but I want to be able to use them in different projects, right? Let's just keep doing this. Whatever. So I don't want to like restrict myself to only using like one thing I write in one project only and restrict it only to that project. Thank you for that, Major Thorn. Appreciate it. Yeah, my main the runner project, by the way, is on GitHub. That's over there if anyone's interested. This code isn't there yet. When I merge it into my Rudder project, it'll be on GitHub. But I figure another week maybe for that, week or two. We'll see. I'm just gonna hit all of it like that. Is it not? Oh, I do. Wait. Oh, that's other stuff. Okay. Will Wheatley, how you doing? Like, comment, and subscribe to the repo, right? The GitHub doesn't have any bells or anything like that, so I can't tell you to hit the bell. Alright, so this is get the noise channel working. Yeah. It's from a different part of the song than the pulse data, but it works. GitHub does have stars. Yes, you are correct. All right. This is add noise to the. Oh, I reworked a lot of things, didn't I? I'll do that later. I'll figure that out later. I'll figure out that later. No. I'll figure that later. There's a lot of crap I gotta work through, I think, with figuring out certain things. I might not even be like using this in the long run. Like this right here might be like a one project thing. We'll see. Where's the go? Right there. That's the go. Yeah, this is the conversion code from this right here. So this is the exported data from my music program, the Family Tracker right here. So this is what's exported, and I read this and transform it into my binary format. And I do that with Go, which is here. Well, that's not that one. That's the main file that does next to nothing. Yeah, so this is a bunch of the Go code for that. There's a good chance I'll be putting this on GitHub as well once I merge everything in. But this might be a single project thing, so I'm not sure if I'll use this same format for the next project. I might just use a drop-in sound engine. I don't know. We'll see. Or just read the data format that's exported from Family Tracker. Not sure yet. I don't know yet. But yeah. Anyway, it's getting a little late. I can't concentrate on anything anymore. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up. But don't go anywhere quite yet. We're gonna go find someone in a second. If you're not using if error equals nil everywhere. So, well, I mean, this is built more like what's it? A library. So I'm passing the errors back, right? So if an error happens, I return an error, and there's an error right there. I do have if error is nil though in a bunch of places. Or do you mean like ignoring the error? Because I wouldn't have a I wouldn't do like that. I'd just not check the error. On its own line everywhere. Yeah, well, no, I have it like not like that so I can read it, you know? Yeah, it's easier to read this way. That and the formatter will format it this way as well. I'm pretty sure it'll take it off. Take it off. It will split it across a few lines if you put it on one. Actually, we can try that. I'm gonna take this. Yeah, see, it split it out on its own. What is this? Oh. Well, error checking is important. Yeah, a quick thing I noticed though, you don't need to actually call the error bit, error to error. You can just pass an error and it'll print it. It'll still get the string out nicely. But yeah, checking errors is good. Is a good thing to do. Yeah, typically a print line will print a string representation of whatever it is you pass it. It just so happens, I think the string on error calls the error method. What give me that? Well, I'm not sure. At any rate, it does return, this day, yeah. So you don't really have to typically worry about it. But groceries are here. All right. I might not be back. I might not be here when you get back, but yeah, enjoy those groceries. But yeah, so there's gonna be a movie night on Saturday. Details will be in Discord. So head on over there if you haven't already. I'll post a picture of that umbrella in a little bit too. Once I finish up here. But yeah, so don't go anywhere yet. We're gonna go find somebody to go say hi to. Let's see, who can we go say hi to? Who? Ooh, this guy's doing something. All right. Let's see. He doesn't usually keep up with the chat very well, though, but he is doing NES Assembly, exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, thanks for being here, Vital. Yeah, we'll go say hi to this guy. Why not? It's been a while since we've rated him. But he is actually working on some NES Assembly himself. He's one of the only other guys on Twitch I know of that actually writes NES Assembly. Yes. Yeah, so, yeah, right. Infinite NES Lives also does NES Assembly. But this guy is also someone that does NES Assembly on Twitch. Don't forget to mention. Yeah. It'll be on there. I tried Emacs. I have not. How you doing, Welcome from Mars? Welcome, but I am leaving because I am done for the night. But do come with me to say hi to Clearvis. But yeah, you guys have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it.